Okay, so today we're going to fix the nail hole in some trim, and there's 3 steps to this task. The first is to fill the hole with wood filler. The next is to sand it down, and then the third is to put some paint on it. And so let me introduce the tools and materials that we're going to need to do this project. So first we have wood filler. We just use LePage's natural color wood filler. The second we have is a putty knife, and this will help us smooth the wood filler over so we don't have to sand it too much. Next we have a high grit, 180, 200 grit sanding block, and we use a foam sanding block to keep it smooth, and we'll just sand it quickly once we've let it dry. Then we've got the painting step, and for that we have a paintbrush. Keep it in a plastic bag, it's got the color on it already. Here we've got an edger, and this will help us protect the floor just in case there's any drips. And then finally we have paint matching the color of the baseboard. So it's a really simple project. You just gotta wait for the wood filler to dry, but otherwise it's really straightforward. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so the first step is to fill. There's our little nail hole. And so the first step is to fill the nail hole with wood filler. And so I just use a squeeze tube, stick a little bit in there, not too much, just enough. Okay, and then I'll use a paint scraper to just smooth it over. And there we go. Now we just gonna let that dry, and then we'll be able to do the next step. Okay, so we're back. We've let it dry, the wood filler dry for about an hour or an hour and a half. And now we'll take our sanding block, and we can just lightly sand it, smooth it out, not too much, just enough to make it flush with the surface, just like that. Perfect. That's all you gotta do. Now we've got our trim protector. We'll just slide that under there. Protects our floor when we paint it. And we've got our paintbrush with the paint from the floor or from the trim. And we'll just open up our paint here. And now we can stir this up, not too much paint on the brush. And we'll just quickly put some paint on it. Smooth it out so it doesn't look too weird. And that's how you do that. And so there we go. We've nicely patched the nail hole that was in our trim.